Hi there, welcome to this week's Weekend Warrior video. I'm Mike Watchmaker, National Handicapper for Daily Racing Form. The three stakes races for Saturday that I'm going to talk about are the San Clemente Stakes, one of the two main co-features at Del Mar, the first Saturday of the Del Mar Summer Meet. Also going to talk about the Caress Stakes, that's the supporting stakes at Saratoga to the Coaching Club American Oaks. And I'm going to talk about the Haskell Invitational, of course, the richest race of the day and the main event at Monmouth Park, where there is a whole bunch of other stake races on the card. But let's begin with the San Clemente. And first of all, I give Racing Management credit. They got 10 horses to run in it, which is a good thing. And the other thing is that it's an unusual turf race these days because 7 of the 10 horses entered in this race want to be on or very close to the early lead. And 2 of those 7, namely Devil's Dance and Harmless, have turf sprint speed. So I think the pace of this race is going to be hot. It's going to be contested. There are going to be horses backing up late on the far turn, and I want somebody who can close. And the 2 horses who figure to really capitalize on the pace situation are Overemphasize and Maxim Rate. Overemphasize has certainly improved since being moved to the turf 3 starts back and was third in the honeymoon last time out after steadying an upper stretch. Maxim Rate was the beaten favorite in the honeymoon. She finished 5th in that race, but I'm going with her in this race, even though she finished behind Overemphasize, because the honeymoon just did not set up well for Maxim Rate. Number one, the pace was slow. And that put Maxim Rate closer to the early lead than that's probably really good for her. And she was also hung 3 wide around both turns, while Overemphasize saved all the ground around both turns. And Maxim Rate also had to steady an upper stretch. Maxim Rate, first of all, she's good enough to win this race. She won the Senorita Stakes 2 starts back, but I'm hoping she runs a lot like she did in the Providencia 3 starts back. She was beating the nose of that race, but she came from way out of it to just miss in that spot, and I think that's the approach that's going to work in this spot. And I think Maxim Rate is kind of locked into that approach. She drew post 9 of 10, and usually I wouldn't make a big deal out of it, but with all the other speed, I just think she's going to fall out the back coming out of the gate and deep close, and that's a good thing. So it's Maxim Rate for me in the San Clemente. Let's move to Saratoga for the Caress Stakes, and certainly significant form, and Fire Key ran very well, finishing 1-2 in the Intercontinental Stakes in their last starts. And they're contenders in here. But, the Intercontinental was a 7-furlong turf sprint at Belmont, and this is a 5.5-furlong turf sprint at Saratoga. And they are just 2 completely different animals. And I think that this shorter distance might actually be too short for significant form in Fire Key. And I want someone who's really a specialist at the distance, and that someone is Morticia. Now, Morticia will have her supporters in this race. She's got excellent form. She's been formidable in races like this for a number of years now. But as prolific as she's been, I actually think she's probably in the finest form of her career right now. Certainly her win 3 starts back in the Giants Causeway was really good. And then she won an allowance race last time out at Churchill. And the way she dominated in that race, it was arguably the best performance of her career. So Morticia, I think, is the right fit for this 5.5-furlong distance, whereas I'm not sure about this distance for significant form in Fire Key. That's why I'm going with Morticia in the Caress. Let's wrap it up with a look at the Haskell. Only 7 in the Haskell. Maximum Security will be the favorite in here. He, of course, is the horse who finished first in the Kentucky Derby and was disqualified. Maximum Security was upset at 1-20 last time out in his prep for this, the Pegasus, and he was beaten by King for a Day, who's also in this race. Now, that was no fluke for King for a Day. I mean, he took it right to Maximum Security from the start. He did all the dirty work by keeping Maximum Security honest up front, and he still beat him. He still prevailed. I mean, King for a Day won that race on the square, and I think it's interesting that King for a Day is now 3 for 3 in fast track route races. And this time in the Haskell, I think King for a Day is set up for a better trip because there are other horses in here, namely Jovia and Bethlehem Road and Spun to Run, who are the ones that are going to have to work early to keep Maximum Security honest up front. And King for a Day is going to be able to sit back and set a beautiful, sweet stalking trip from close range. So I'm looking for King for a Day to win right back in the Haskell. That's a look at this week's Weekend Warrior video. Good luck.